How's it going, guys? This video is in response to Indian Trace's Top 12 Challenge. Took me forever to pick all these pieces out of my collection, but I'm glad I did because it made me really appreciate every piece. But anyway, these are all personal finds of mine, and well, the exception of that one. It's me and my girlfriend was with me. Well, my fiance. I gotta quit calling her my girlfriend. She's gonna kill me. But anyway, that's an exception. That was her first find. But anyway, back to the video here. This was my first point that I had ever found. One of my good friends and hunting buddies. We still hunt together a lot. He took me to his one of his spots, and he's found a lot of killer pieces out there. Well, anyway, he knew I was wanting to get into the hobby, and he was more than happy to take me with him. And we were stumbling through some knee-deep murky water, and I happened to look down and seen something white and picked it up, and sure enough, this was my first point, and that got me going. I've only been going for a couple of years now, and I found some pretty nice pieces. But whenever I first started, I really wanted to find a drill, like really bad. I'm pretty sure this was a Stillwell at one time, and this thing would have been a monster. But I was so happy when I found this. There's a video of it on my old channel. Forgetful me, I forgot the login info for my old channel, so I had to make this new one. The old one is Illinois Headhunter 92. It's IL Headhunter 92. But there's videos of most of these I found. If they're not on this channel, there's video of finding them on the other one. But got this guy here. Like I said, this was my first drill, and that's whenever I first started, I really wanted to find a drill really bad. So I was really excited when I found that. This was my first axe that I had found. Found it not long after I had started, and I was really excited when I found it. Just, the bits busted off of it. I'm pretty sure it was anciently broke because the creek that I found it in, it just doesn't get up and rolling big enough to break something like this, I don't think. But I could be wrong. But I'm pretty sure it didn't lose much length. Looks like that had been the bit right there. But that was my first hardstone find, so I was excited about that. Let's see here, what else? The Snyder's Point. This is the best piece of flint that I have found, but that's not the reason it's on this video. It's probably my favorite find just because my dad was with me whenever I found it. And we were out at the property that we deer hunt on. We've been hunting there for years. And when I was a kid, he used to take me to look for arrowheads, but it was always the wrong time of year. And there was, not the wrong time of year, but just the wrong time. It was being a drought, dead of summer, after everybody's already tromped around on it. But eventually, once I really got into the hobby and started looking, I went back and I started looking at this creek, and sure enough, I found a good feeder, and that's where this baby came out of. Just a feeder creek. But like I said, it's got a little damage, but it's definitely, I call it my best find. It's definitely a really well made piece. Kind of looks like a fish if you hold it that way. I think that's pretty cool, but it's really thin, super thin. You can see some creek stain there. See some creek stain on that. I was actually getting ready to climb under some briars whenever I found this. I was getting ready to climb up out of the creek. It was a pretty steep bank. It was a single file. I mean, me and my dad was walking single file down it. And there's a bunch of briars growing across the creek. And I got down on all fours to climb under them, and whenever I did, this thing was staring me in the face. Just couldn't believe it. This was the first point the first point that I had found that I knew what type it was whenever I found it. You know, I just knew hands down. I was like, man, that's a Snyder's, and it's a pretty nice one. But there's that. Let's see here. This pottery, I don't find much pottery at all really. All the artifacts that I have found, I've only found 4 sherds. So, you know, I'd love to find a full pot someday. You know, I know that's probably just wishful thinking, but you know, can't a guy dream? But you can see the temper in there pretty good. Pretty sure this was late woodland. You can see the cordage marks very, very well actually. But I love pottery. I'd love to find some more. Let's see here. This point here, it's just a pretty nice point. I don't know what type it is. Maybe a Motley. I really don't know. You guys, you know, want to say your opinions, let me know. But just a real nice little point. I love that material. This was my first celt that I found. Big old monster celt. This was a field find. Look at the polish on that bit. You can tell it was used. The plow had got it, you know, there's a few plow marks on it, but this is a creased celt. You can see right here, it's got a creased etched in there. That's not a plow mark. They supposedly they put those in the sometimes they put them down here on the pole too, but supposedly they put them in there so they knew which way to haft it into their handle every time, so they wouldn't be splitting all their handles. Did a little research, and that's what I came up with on that. But there's that. This little bird point here, I actually found it the same day that I found that celt that I just showed. It was in the same field actually. I found it about 10 minutes after, and this is one of my best bird points, I think. Just really enjoy the little birds, you know. Especially this was a field find, but whenever I find them in creeks, they normally end up looking like this. But this is still one of my favorites, even with the tip knocked off. The little Cahokia. I call it that just based on where I found it. But look at the serrations on that. That's about the only piece I have besides some pretty nice brooks that got serrations. There's that, and this piece here, I wish I would have got this on video. I found this before I took a bunch of videos. I think it's a heavy duty. I'm really not sure. If you guys could help me out. That's where I found it, here in central Illinois, Coopin County. But pretty sure it's a heavy duty. But this is my longest piece of flint that I found. Whenever I found it, only the tip was sticking out, just barely a little bit of the tip. It was about 1.5 feet up the creek wall, up the bank of the creek. It was a little feeder creek. This was just sticking out of the wall, about 1.5 feet high. And I seen it and pulled it out. I got it about 3/4 of the way out. It was my heart just stopped. I wasn't sure what to do, so I pulled it the rest of the way out, and thank God there was a base on there. I was pretty happy to find that point. One of my good friends was with me when I found that one. This little Godar, I love this thing. Like I said, my fiance, she says this is her first point, which I don't blame her. The day before we found this, I went out to a spot that I hunt quite a bit, and it's produced quite a bit, so I always go out there. I was in this little feeder ditch, and I was sifting. The day before, I was sifting the rock bins. I was sifting them out for about 8 hours the day before, and didn't find nothing but some good flakes, and I don't even think I found a broke that day. But took her out there the next day, and first 20 minutes she found that, and it was in one of the screens I dug up for her. That's why I call it both of ours. I dug it up, and when I was carrying it up, I could see it sticking out. There's a video of me finding that, and we found two that day actually. We found another one about, I don't know, I think it was like the screen after, or 2 screens later after we found that one in the same spot. But and then I'm pretty sure I've shown everything else besides this. I found this year. Beautiful little 3/4 groove axe. Whenever it's wet, it's really blue color. There's a video of this on this channel, actually, my new channel. Just a real nice, well-made axe. I appreciate every find I have. Like I said, it was really hard for me to try to pick out my top 12. You know, I appreciate finding every piece just as much as the next one, but you know, there's some that mean a little more than others, I guess. But hope you guys enjoy the video, and I'll keep enjoying your guys' videos, and hopefully I'll be able to get out and make some more of my own, and well, just keep on rocking, guys.